So the truth is that it is, what time is it, 11:41, and I haven't changed out of my pajamas yet. So, hi guys. I wanted to talk to you in my bedroom in front of the window because it is the best place that I can get light. My bed, as you see, is totally and completely not made up, and I hope people driving by don't think I'm crazy. But I want to talk to you guys about the end of year assessments that I administered to Riley. I hopped onto Instagram, I think it was Instagram, and talked about the tests that I gave Riley. I think I posted some pictures, so if y'all follow me on Instagram, you know the results of her assessments. If not, follow me right now. Go below. Creative Wife Life. Just check me out, okay? So as I think I had spoke about, I went on Teachers Pay Teachers and I purchased 2 assessments, one language arts and the other a math assessment. And let me just say that I thoroughly enjoyed them and I would purchase them again. And I highly, if you have not purchased an assessment yet or you're looking for something for next year, I would totally do it. So obviously my daughter just finished kindergarten, and I'm going to show you real quick the assessment. So this is the language arts. So again, would I administer assessment? Absolutely, hands down. It never, I posted on Facebook something. It's never, for me, it was never about proving whether or not my daughter was smart enough or whether or not she was on standard or whatever, or bragging or anything like that. It was just really, for me, it was just to kind of come to the end of the year, for one. 2, it was to see where she struggles and where she needs help, and then also what she's really good at. So for me, the number one thing, she's just really good at reading and comprehending a story, and I really saw that, obviously. And then she needs to work on her subtraction. Just, she gets the concept, and using manipulatives such as a number line or blocks, whatever worked for her. But I really want her to get the subtraction up to 10 in her head, as she does with addition quite easily now. So I know she needs to work on that, and just making sure that I'm catching the times where she is saying P instead of Q, or we've got her M's and N's down and her B's and D's now pretty well, since we've been really hammering and focusing on that this year. But of course there are other letters that she just needs to make sure that she doesn't get it reversed, which I believe is quite normal. I found this off of Teachers Pay Teachers for absolutely free. So at the end of that day, I printed this off. Riley completed kindergarten. I was really excited about that, as well as showing her progress and showing me the progress. So this is how her writing has been from last August, and then up into this time right here, April, May, June. Okay, so it has improved. Okay, so here's the language arts one, like I said. All right, so what we did was like letter recognition. So I was holding, I believe, I was holding this sheet. Obviously, she couldn't see me, and she would go along and name each one of the letters. She got 26 out of 26 on that, and I made some notes. And then she did the same thing with the lowercase letters. As you see, she said G instead of J, and then she said P instead of Q, so she got 24 out of 26 on that. And then she did basically just phonic awareness, so I asked what sound does each letter make, and she was able to complete it pretty well. She got, 29 out of 30. She kind of second guessed on Q, and she wasn't able to get it right, so that's fine. And then went ahead and did some phonological awareness in terms of rhymes. So she was able to do this pretty well, except she didn't get 2 right, which was hen and yell. So she got 8 out of 10 on that. And then she was able to, sorry, it's super loud, segment most of her phonics except for one word, which is bow. So she got the first letter right, and then not this. She kind of broke this up into 2 for some reason, but she got 35 out of 36 for that. High frequency words, she did pretty well. My opinion is that she does know R and she does know what, but she's rushing through, and that's kind of, I said in my opinion, rushing through, and she was just saying the wrong word. I think she said something else for this instead of R, but as a real testing kind of situation, she would have gotten it wrong. So she got 26 out of 28. And then for this, she did pretty well. She read that pretty easily, and then she was able to retell and comprehend. She missed one comprehension part, but again, I thought she did pretty well. And then she wrote what she thought would happen, and I copied. She didn't write it. I recorded her answer, if I should say that. And then I made her actually read the story twice just to make sure that she had a more better chance at retelling it. So that she got 50 out of 50 for actually reading all the words right, and 6 out of 7 for comprehension. So total marks were 213, and she got 204 correct. So that brought her to 96%. So I was pretty happy with that. And then it gives you a better look as to what her strengths are and weaknesses are. What we need to work on over the summer, and of course into grade 1. For math, again, I loved this assessment. However, I found it to be kind of short, so you'll see at the end I added some more. But as you see, she counted to 100 quite well. She counted 200 by 10s well as well. And then I loved this part too, because it just shows that she can just count from any number, so that's great. She did the black dots, and she counted the black dots. That was quite easy for her, as well as the little bubbles. And then she did number recognition for this. She just said the number 21 instead of 12. I gave her a second chance at it. She still said 21. I don't think my daughter has dyslexia. I just think that it's a normal thing that kids do, because she got every other number right. So I did give her that one as a wrong. And then when I marked it wrong, she said, "Oh, it's 12, it's 12, it's 12." And I said no, and I didn't give her the mark. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. Shape recognition was pretty well. The only thing that she didn't get was cylinder. Now, we have done the shape cylinder this year, but I realized I did not review. I forgot to review that with her last week, so she didn't remember. Comparing objects is easy. Comparing numbers is pretty cool. Adding, she did all this without manipulatives, so I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty proud of her for that. And then subtraction, she did it, but she used her hands and stuff, which is totally fine. But my standard for her was that she can do it in her head, and as well as addition and subtraction. And she used manipulatives for subtraction, so I actually gave her half marks. So she got the answers right, but she used her hands. This is the part that I added. So right here, I just made her fill in the blank, skip counting to 5, skip counting by 2s, some fractions. I put some coins out. I asked her to show me 1 cent, 5 cents, 25 cents, and 10 cents. And this was a bonus question. What president is on the penny? And she put Abraham Lincoln. All right. And then I asked her to circle the odd numbers, which she did quite well with that. Circle the even numbers, which she did very well with that as well. And then we have been working on double digit addition. So this is what she did. And she did excellent on that. Subtraction, as you see, we need to work on. So again, she got 2 of the answers wrong. So we need to work on subtraction. We did time, and then we did place value. So when I added everything up, including the things that I added, it was 101 questions overall. She got 94 correct, so she got 93%, so I'm pretty happy with that. After the Monday was our last day of school. Today is Saturday. You probably see this video today at some point. I don't know, hopefully, yeah. We just relaxed. I had to actually, I'm helping a friend of mine out. I have to watch her kid. She's like 18 months. She's at work. She doesn't have anybody to watch, so I've been watching her. This week I watched her 3 times or 2 times, and then on Friday we went out and saw a movie to kind of just celebrate the end of year for her, because I think it's important to do that. So that's what we did. And we also just did like a nice girls' day. We went out and we had lunch and we went to the bookstore, Barnes and Nobles. You probably see a picture on Instagram. Please follow me on Instagram because I post there obsessively, and I always post what we're doing during the day for the most part. Okay guys, so that's my end of the year, how it looked like my assessment. I'm taking another week off where there is no school. So next week is our July 4th, Independence Day here in the States. And again, I'm taking that week off. I'm also watching that little girl again 3 more times next week. So, and then the week after that, we should start right back into some light homeschooling, and we'll see how that goes. Okay guys, have a great weekend. Bye.